Hello and welcome to Swag Academy. In this video, I will make an in-depth stock fundamental analysis of the company Alibaba. I will cover its history, business model, growth, balance sheet, profitability, and valuation. Alibaba was founded in 1999 by Jack Ma. Its headquarters is in Zhejiang, China. The company has a $212 billion market cap. Its stock is trading around $80 at the time I'm making this video. Alibaba Group is a Chinese multinational technology company specializing in e-commerce, retail, internet, and technology. The company provides a consumer-to-consumer, C2C, business-to-consumer, B2C, and business-to-business, B2B sales services via Chinese and global marketplaces, as well as local consumer digital media and entertainment, logistics, and cloud computing services. It owns and operates a diverse portfolio of companies around the world in numerous business sectors. In March 2023, the company announced it will reorganize into 6 business groups and other investments and follow a holding company model. The different business groups will have its own CEO and board of directors and be able to seek their own fundraising and market listings. The 6 business groups are Cloud Intelligence Group, Taobao and Tmall Group, Local Services Group, Qianyao Smart Logistics Network Group, Alibaba International Digital Commerce Group, and Digital Media and Entertainment Group. Let's begin with the Taobao Tmall Business Group. Taobao Tmall Business Group would be the core of Alibaba and has been the main revenue driver, contributing to 69% of Alibaba's revenue in the year 2022. The group encompasses a range of businesses including Taobao, Tmall, Taobao Deals, Taocaicai, 1688.com, and more. Taobao and Tmall are the eBay of China. 1688.com manages domestics B2B trade in China. 2 Global Digital Business Groups. The reorganization also includes Alibaba e-commerce business outside of China, which accounted for roughly 7% of the company's revenue in fiscal year 2022. This division comprises several business units such as Lazada, AliExpress, Trendyol, Daraz, Alibaba.com, and others. Lazada is an e-commerce company that operates in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. AliExpress offers products to international online buyers from all over the world. Trendyol is an e-commerce in Turkey. Daraz is an e-commerce site in Pakistan. So as you can see, Alibaba is active in various countries around the world. 3 Cloud Intelligence Group. Alibaba's cloud business was initially expected to be a key growth driver, but its growth has recently slowed to single-digit percentages in the last quarter. Nonetheless, in fiscal year 2022, the cloud business still contributed to around 9% of Alibaba's revenue. This business unit is primarily focused on B2B operations and encompasses a range of services such as cloud computing, AI, DingTalk, and more. 4. Alibaba's logistic unit has traditionally operated separately, and the recent reorganization is not expected to significantly alter its operations. Nevertheless, this unit remains an important part of Alibaba's business, contributing 6% to the company's revenue in 2022. With healthy revenue growth rates in the teens, the logistics unit has been a reliable performer for the company. 5. Local Services Group. The Local Services unit comprises a variety of location-based services, including the mapping app AMAP, food delivery services Eli.me, and several other brands. In 2022, this group accounted for 5% of Alibaba's revenue. 6. Digital Media and Entertainment Group. The entertainment unit encompasses several platforms owned by Alibaba, including Youku and Alibaba Pictures, among others. While the group contributes the smallest portion of Alibaba's overall revenue, accounting for just 4% in 2022, it remains an important part of the company's portfolio. Youku is the YouTube of China, by the way. Alibaba competes with other companies nationally and internationally. Nationally and with e-commerce, Alibaba competes with JD.com and Pinduoduo. With the cloud segment, Tencent, Huawei, Baidu, and others. Internationally, Alibaba competes with Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Otto, Sea Limited, among others. Alibaba grew its revenue from $8.5 billion in 2013 to $126 billion in 2022. The revenues peaked in 2021, reaching $134.5 billion, then decreased to their current value. This decrease was due to the recession we are facing as well as the high interest rates and inflation. It is clear that the revenue growth is declining over the years. The orange line in this chart represents the revenue growth in percent. Alibaba is declining from 30-40% per year to 22% per year. By checking the quarterly result, I'm happy to show that Alibaba is back to grow again. Its quarter revenue increased by 14% year over year. Alibaba's free cash flow also grew from $4 billion in 2013 to $24 billion in 2022. So this is a company with 126 billion in revenue and 24 billion in free cash flow, a 20% free cash flow yield. Now let's check the profitability of the company. The gross profit is a result of revenue minus the direct cost to create this revenue. The gross profit margin is a result of the gross profit divided by the revenue. The gray line in the chart represents the gross profit margin over the years. Alibaba gross profit was around 37% in 2022. It is clear that the gross profit margin is decreasing over the years. Usually I like to see the gross profit margin increasing with the revenue due to efficiency. Nevertheless, 37% profit margin is a great result. Next, let's check the operating profit and the operating profit margin. Operating profit is the net income derived from a company's core operations. Put another way, it is the amount of money that a company has left over after meeting its operation costs, but before paying its taxes. The operating profit has been clearly increasing over the years, reaching $15 billion in 2022. Again here, the blue line representing the operating profit margin is decreasing with the increasing revenues. Nevertheless, Alibaba is a very profitable business. Now let's have a quick look at Alibaba's balance sheet. Alibaba has $101.6 billion in current assets. The current assets are the assets that are liquid and available to the company within 1 year. They include cash and short-term investments. The total current liabilities are the liabilities which the company must pay within 1 year. Alibaba's total current liabilities are $56.1 billion. Alibaba's total liability, including long-term debt, are $91.7 billion. By calculating the current assets minus the current liabilities, Alibaba is left with $45.5 billion cash on its balance sheet, making the balance sheet extremely strong and healthy. Alibaba can use this money to buy back stocks, invest in the company, or buy another company. Now let's check the efficiency of the company. In other words, analyze the operating costs. The cost for SG&A, which means sales, general, and administrative costs, are $21.1 billion. Alibaba managed to decrease these costs from their peak in 2021 by increasing the efficiency of the company. Shareholders shall benefit from these savings in the future. Now let's jump to valuations. Alibaba has 1.76 price to sales ratio, an 18.68 PE ratio, a very cheap 7.46 price to free cash flow ratio, and a 1.51 price to book ratio. Pause the video and check how the current ratios compare to the previous years. Now let's do a discounted cash flow analysis to determine the fair value and intrinsic value of the stock. This is how my model works. I calculate the worst case scenario to determine the downside, a normal case and a best case scenario. The first column represents the growth rate for the next 5 years. The second column represents the growth rate for the 5 years afterward. The third column represents the terminal multiple or the PE multiple at which the stock will be sold in 10 years. The fourth column represents the discount rate or the rate of return the stock will grow over the years. Considering a 13% growth the first 5 years and a 10% the 5 years afterward, a terminal multiple of 13 and a 15% discount rate, the intrinsic value of the stock is $159. Alibaba is trading at $80 currently, giving the stock a 50% margin of safety. Now let's discuss outlook and risks. Analysis shows that the retail e-commerce sales will increase worldwide an 8%. An 8% increase is foreseen for the coming years. Alibaba, which is the biggest e-commerce retailer worldwide, will definitely profit from that. Not only is the e-commerce business expected to grow, but also the cloud business. Alibaba is not only China's largest provider of public cloud services, but also worldwide one of the main cloud suppliers. So growth is expected in both sectors. Nevertheless, Alibaba is facing competition worldwide in the cloud and e-commerce business. There's also geopolitical risk between China and the USA, as well as the Chinese regulation risks that will face Alibaba. Finally, let's go to the 3M analysis. 1M for moat, 1M for management, and 1M for the margin of safety. Alibaba has a strong moat. To begin with, it has a premium technology that facilitates retails between buyers and sellers. It has a ton of data from the past on consumer behaviors, prices, and much more. It is the biggest retail e-commerce worldwide, so it has scale and network effect. Alibaba has 1.3 billion annual active users worldwide, over 320,000 merchants on its platform. Alibaba has a strong brand, a very well-known and trusted name. Its management did an amazing job growing the company over the last decade. They made very smart capital allocation decisions investing in various sectors. But also they did share buybacks. The number of shares has been decreasing since 2020, adding more value to shareholders. Finally, for the margin of safety, Alibaba is currently trading at a very cheap price compared to its intrinsic value. It also has a ton of cash on its balance sheet you will profit from as a shareholder. In conclusion, Alibaba is a great company with a great future. I currently have a decent portion of my portfolio in Alibaba stock. At a 50% margin of safety, I definitely recommend buying the stock.